I won! This is me 2 days out from my show, probably in the best lighting to show my cuts. I was 140.4 pounds at 5'6", and this is when I seriously started to see some lines like everywhere, and it's definitely the best physique I've had to date. I'm not sure what my body fat percentage was, but it was definitely lower than 11.1% when I was at 2 weeks out and 2 pounds heavier. And I did not do the old school standard bodybuilding protocols of depleting water, sodium, and carb loading, so that made my peak week so much easier. And I did promise if I did well, I would share that strategy and what I did, so expect that in an upcoming video. Hi, this is Mimi. Today I'm going to talk about my final transformation, my horrific nightmare the night before the show, my show day experience, including some footage, my win, and then I'm going to touch upon some of my future goals and upcoming videos. And as always, feel free to check out my description below for start times on topics. This has been the best package I've ever brought on stage. I started my official prep at the very beginning of the year, so it's been a long 17-week prep. I was at over 20-ish% body fat, closer to 21%, and I dropped down to about 10% body fat on stage, and I started at 158 pounds down to 139.8 pounds on show day. So I lost 18 pounds in 17 weeks, which is just a little over a pound a week, which is great because I was trying to maintain most of my muscle mass. And if I round the body fat percentage loss down, I lost about 10% body fat in 17 weeks, which averages out to about 0.58% every week, which is ridiculously excellent progress, especially given the fact that losing 0.5% is average every month. Check out my in-body results. This is within a 3-month time frame, and I basically maintained most of my lean mass and lost 9% body fat. Freaking amazing, if I do say so myself. I basically reached my goal of being 140 pounds shredded. I mean, I was 139.8 pounds on show day, and if you remember, figure girls are typically 9 to 11% body fat on stage, so I was definitely in that range. And I came in 8 pounds heavier than my last show when I was 132 pounds. So I was stoked and so ready to finally step on that damn stage. And if you want to know exactly how I did it, my diet and my training, check out my insider access by clicking above or check out my description below. So I had one last thing to worry about in my last week regimen, my tan. And I didn't actually go and get real tanning for a base tan because personally I don't think the whole skin cancer and all that is worth it for me. And plus last time I was a decent color with primarily pro tan. I just felt like I needed one more coat on my body. So 3 coats on my body and 2 coats on my face, that was the plan. So long story short, I encountered some really incompetent people at a different tanning facility since I just moved, and they really screwed me over. It started with miscommunication, and let me just say that you really do need more than just one pro tan session, as I suggested. I ended up going really late Friday night, as someone suggested, and I ended up getting like 6 coats of pro tan on me. And this took all night, and I'm now worried about my sleep because I have to get up at 5:30 in the morning, and it looked horrendous. I mean, I was blotchy and I was streaky. It was just like I was this crazy looking painting, and I was flipping out, and the girl just kept apologizing like 10 million times. I'm like, that does not help. And she was like, you can't step on stage like this. You have to wake up tomorrow and jump in the shower to get rid of this and be more even looking. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Shower off my pro tan in the morning? She's like, yeah, just jump in, like front, back, out. I was like, oh my God. So I'm here flipping out, and I'm thinking like, I have to go home and try to get an appointment with some, you know, the pro tanning people that is officially associated with the show. So the next morning I did what she said, and my tan basically washed off, and I was still streaky. It looked a little better, but I was still like a freak of nature, and I was like, this is ridiculous. And I called at 5:30 in the morning, no one picked up, so I was like, oh my God, what do I do? And I'm thinking, you know, they judge the entire package. And I worked my butt off. I'm finally lean enough to step on stage, and the tan is gonna screw me over. So I had no choice, but I'm like, I'm just gonna drive to the gym where they're spraying people and be like, someone help me, look at me, emergency, and hopefully someone has pity on me. So as I'm in transit, I'm literally thinking, oh my God, I can't step on stage like this. Is there another show that's around this time frame in my area? And I'm like, no, I don't wanna prep any longer. So it took a lot of, what's the word, resolve or patience? I don't know. I just like, all right, just breathe and just get to the gym and thank the Lord. This woman saved me. Oh my God, thank God for her. She was packing up and she was like, I can help you. I mean, I would highly recommend her. Solo practitioner with such attention to detail. I would use her again. Definitely check her out if you have a show in New Jersey. Her description is in my information below. Thank you, Connie. You really are a lifesaver, and I'm just like, whew, oh my God, such a big sigh of relief. I looked a million times better. A million times better. So I finally got to the show location after a crazy night and a crazy morning, and I saw some really phenomenal physiques. I mean, I was pretty impressed. I saw better bodies in New Jersey than I did in some of the New York shows. And I'm like, okay, there is no way I am placing first. Just please let me place and let me win. And you know, interestingly, I always feel like the smallest figure girl, but this time around, I have to say, I felt like I had a decent amount of mass, but I was still not consider myself big. And I felt like I fell into the medium small range, which was awesome. I mean, I felt really happy with, you know, where my physique landed. Show day involves a lot of waiting backstage. But the one thing that I love about these shows is that you always meet some really cool competitors. But there's also some haters and not so cool competitors. For example, I'm so upset that my bikini bite that I purposely tried to buy right before the show, I got it on a Wednesday, you know, to help glue my bikini to my butt, mysteriously disappeared. And the girl next to me, her 15-pound dumbbells for warming up mysteriously disappeared. I mean, seriously, people, 15-pound dumbbells? But I met these awesome competitors, and they were all from different divisions. I clicked with Tamy right away, who does the physique division that requires more muscle mass and a pretty cool choreographed flexing routine that I got to see. And these really cool, lovely ladies from the bikini division, Korren and Aja. I'm sorry, I know I'm probably mispronouncing it. I remember it was something really unique. Check out these ladies. Their information is in my description below. Makeup, hair, touching up your tan, and bikini bites is all part of what happens backstage.
My yams and chicken. Yum.
Also, timing your foods for before you step on stage, getting shiny and pumping up. People usually use resistance bands for these, but I didn't really have any, so I brought my assisted pull-up band from when I was trying to do one-arm pull-ups, and I still got a pump out of it, so whatever works. I was number 87, and I'm not really superstitious, but Chinese people do consider these lucky numbers. And this girl sleeping in this photo really shows how long show day really is. So I was the very last figure competitor to step on stage, last in line, and I thought, I'm not sure if this is a good thing. I mean, the judges will see me last after they've seen all the figure competitors. So I thought, whatever, I'm just gonna have to end it with a bang. I couldn't see the girls' presentation walks on stage, but I did see the line get shorter and shorter. And as it got closer to my turn to step on stage, I actually got a little nervous because it's been quite a while since I stepped on that stage. And I was just trying to get focused, like forget the night and the crappy morning. The time that matters is now. Get into it. Take your damn sweet time, strut your stuff just like you practiced. Classy, sassy, and a bit smart-assy. did it. I did my walk and I felt, like I could have did a little better, but I was generally pretty okay with it. And I was so happy to hear that someone came up to me afterwards and they said, you were like 1 out of 3 figure girls that actually took their time. And another figure competitor, actually a figure winner, Samantha, came up to me afterwards and was like, oh wow, I didn't even know you could walk that way. You had so much sass. I mean, you were flipping your hair and it looked like you had so much fun and you were just really working it. And I mean, I had no idea if I could walk that way. Maybe, if I saw the other girls walking, I might have second guessed myself. So this might just show that personality maybe can make a difference and get you noticed by the judges. And I was also told by a few people that I looked really confident on stage. And I feel like, once I'm up there, I just let that feeling take over. So after all the personal walks, the figure girls line up to do quarter turns, side-by-side comparisons, like front, side, back, side again.
Quarter turn to the right. Quarter turn to the right. Quarter turn to the right. And quarter turn to the right. Thank you, ladies.
And after the judges see all the figure girls, their personal and their side-by-side comparisons, they have what's called first call-outs. So this is basically when they call who they think are the top competitors to line up for additional comparisons. So if your number gets called, it's a very good sign that you should place. And my number was the last number called for first call out. So I was so happy and also like really, really relieved. And when you line up, they usually call the numbers and move them around so that the first place competitor is usually standing in the middle. And they called out these 2 girls to keep on switching between first and second. So I knew it wasn't first or second. But what was interesting is they usually call out top 5 because those are the winners, but they only called 4 people out. And later, the figure winner actually, who competes every year and does at least 3 shows a year, told me that this head judge really knows who he likes. So if he likes 3 competitors or 4 competitors, he will call them on stage and he'll just clear them off. So that was pretty awesome to hear because it's like an extra compliment that I was, had a good enough physique that I was part of the top 4 to be cleared off stage immediately. And I placed 3rd! Oh my God, this is such a big deal. I mean, top 3, I've never done so well. So I'm ecstatic. I'm super, super happy. And the trophy was also really cool this time around. I actually got a statue. So I am now officially a 3-time nationally qualified bodybuilder in the NPC Figure division. So thank you so much to everyone for following my prep and for rooting me on and all your best wishes. I seriously have never felt so much love and support. And also big shout out to my best girlfriend Rose and Nick for driving all the way out to another state to see my show. She's so sweet. Rose got me orange flowers and my 2 favorite desserts, chocolate mousse and strawberry shortcake. And also big thank you to my best girlfriends who came out for my post-dinner celebration, Korean food. This Korean food is to die for, and it's such a cute place too, Jango Barbecue in Manhattan. I had my 2 favorites, marinated kalbi and spicy pork. Also had spicy green tea noodles, seafood pancakes, and more. I mean, it was so good that I recently took my mom there to basically eat the same exact foods because she's actually never tried Korean. I'm definitely gonna post a food porn video with some serious eats the week after my show. I mean, I basically try to fit in yummy food and desserts like every single day without going too crazy. And I'll be sure to also talk about my eating strategy post-show. 1 week later, I gained 3 pounds, not too bad, and I still see some abs. So now what? My ideal body was 140 pounds lean, and I basically reached my ideal. I mean, in a way, I kind of surpassed my goals because I'd actually be about 145 pounds lean and at a healthier body fat percentage where I can be stronger and lift more than my warm-up weights. And of course, I obviously want better abs and glutes. That will always be a work in progress. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how my body is right now. Fitness nutrition means 3 things, and they're basically my goals. So number 1, body composition, staying lean, which for me is around an athletic body fat percentage range of about 15%. Number 2, health. And number 3, performance. So I want to get stronger and stronger and just be a more well-rounded athlete. This was a pretty interesting comment that I got on my Facebook about figure physiques. Basically saying that they get kind of muscular at the pro levels. And I don't really want to get bigger, so I'm not going on a muscle building phase right now. I plan to stay lean and incorporate different types of training that I think will really help stimulate and develop and shape and sculpt my body in different ways that standard bodybuilding exercises don't do. So I want to be able to do things like the human flag and walking on my hands and handstand push-ups, things that I actually don't really work on, and just turn into this crazy athletic beast. So coming up is a food porn and eating strategy video, my 1 week out strategy that I promised, and some huge announcements, plural, about some miraculous things that are happening. Oh, and I recently got featured by Industry Rules magazine, an online media platform that's partially sponsored by the New York Yankees. They cover various industries and they really seek to educate and motivate their readers with personal stories of success. So check out my article by clicking on the link above and scrolling down to my article, or check out my description below. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and to subscribe. Stay tuned for more, and thanks for watching.